everyone. Welcome to 3 Questions with an SSO Musician. I'm Jasmine, and I'm here with Wen Rong, who plays the trumpet for the Singapore Symphony Orchestra.
Hello, everyone.
All right, our first question is from Yen Lin, and Yen Lin would like to know, how many days do you rehearse every week?
In SSO, leading up to a performance of that week, we usually have 4 3-hour long rehearsal. For me personally, I practice 1 to 2 hours every day.
Every day?
Yep. While I was studying at the Juilliard School and at the Youngstown Conservatory of Music, I used to practice 6 hours every day.
In one go?
No, 3 short sessions, so 2 hours each. I'm a strong believer of efficient practice session. So efficient practice sessions is where you work towards your goal. You have a very specific goal to achieve.
Okay, so how would you know if you hit that goal? Is there any way of knowing that your practice is efficient?
Always keep a practice log. Record your problems, your thoughts, your reflections, and always record yourself and listen to it. Try to compare your recordings with the professional recordings and see how far you are, and try to get as close as possible every day.
Thank you so much for sharing. And our second question is actually from Priya. So Priya would like to know, how can she improve in the overall sound when she plays ballads? And how can she sound brassy when playing loud and soft?
In order to improve your tone quality, how you use your air is very important. You must always have a free flow of air without much unnecessary tension around the throat and the neck area. Yeah. So try sighing.
Okay.
Feel good?
Yeah, it feels really good.
It feels very open at the throat area.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
So think of that and now add the air. Yeah. So always keep your chest up, okay? And just take a deep breath and just let it out, like how you sigh, the feeling.
So what about ballads then?
I will usually use a warmer air and think a broader sound.
Oh.
Yeah, changing mouthpiece to a deeper cup might also help in producing a warmer tone.
So what about a brassy sound? So, how can we achieve that sound while being loud and soft?
So for brassy sound, I would think of a very cold air and think of it like laser sound. Yeah, so try to imagine the beginning of Star Wars when you listen in the cinema, and try to go for that.
All right, thank you so much for the advice. I'm really looking forward to watching Star Wars now, just to listen out for that part. And we have one last question for you, and this is actually for all brass players who have braces. So what kind of advice or technique would you give to them?
Actually, I never had braces before, but I have a couple of friends who had braces. I also read a book by David Hickman called The Trumpet Pedagogy, and he gave some advice about players who have braces. First, always play low, soft, and in the middle register. Try to rest as much as possible. Next, try to do some lips flexibility exercises such as series 1, 2, 3, and 4 by Herbert Clark. Avoid long practice sessions. 15 to 20 minute sessions will be enough. And try to use silicone wax. Okay? A wider rim and a rounder rim mouthpiece might also help.
Wow. Thank you, Wen Rong, for the wonderful advice. But before we end the video, we'd like to ask maybe if you could play a little something for us?
Sure.
Now that's all the time we have with Wen Rong, and I hope you enjoyed 3 Questions with an SSO Musician. If you enjoyed the video, stay tuned on the SSO's Facebook and YouTube page for more content.